Welcome to another episode of the Kitchen Table Podcast, hosted by your boy Coach
Miss V, two
Two
E's.
E's, and we're here once again at episode number 11. We got probably about 3 episodes left before we take a break.
Jesus be offense.
And we gonna kick today's podcast off with this is something that nobody talks about that always get brushed underneath the rug. Don't nobody care about us. This is Man's Mental Health Awareness Month. Did you know that they treat dogs? They have dogs are more important than men?
Dogs are more important than everybody, not just men.
Because it's women, kids, then dogs. And they put the brothers on the back burn.
Backburn.
So we want to start this topic. This podcast off just celebrating Mental Awareness Month for the brothers out there that are dealing with issues that can't be solved due to the fact that the world don't care about guys with mental problems. What?
I approve this message.
Why are you looking like that? That's
because
a true
that
fact.
was extreme.
Well, that wasn't extreme, but that's a true fact because you didn't even know.
The world not. I don't know about it's the world not caring about men's mental health, because I feel like the world does care about the men's mental health, but yet it's just not mainstream care, because everybody who thinks about mainstream things, it's like it's posted a lot on like social media, the news, and things of that sort. And they talk about it. But they don't do that with men's mental health. But people are actually doing something about it. You're just not seeing it.
So how is that? So if nobody's talking about it, ain't that the world?
No, because someone's talking about it. You just aren't hearing it in the spaces that you're in.
But if I'm not hearing it,
that means
means ain't nobody talking about it.
No, that's not what that means. That means the people that you're around are not talking about the things that you want to discuss. And maybe you not bringing up men's mental health, that's your own recognizances.
Well, first of all, I didn't even know it was men's mental health until yesterday. And to be honest, it's only a week where you have women's mental health. You have that a whole month. And I understand that women go through things which is very equal to the same amount as what men go through. But the women are the only ones that get the attention, which is rightfully so, but also the man should get the same amount of attention, because we speaking on a husband and a man's perspective. We had this conversation before that men don't have the luxury and the opportunity to be emotional. Men. And so we have to hold stuff in because we are taught to not express or show our emotions. So we have to be strong for the both of us. We have to be the provider. We are supposed to be the provider. We're supposed to be the one to make everybody else happy and satisfied. And we get no what they say. This dude said that fathers only recognize when he's passed, but a father's not recognized when he's alive, because his only job is to provide. So a lot of fathers, like it's about to be Father's Day, and at church, the pastor show didn't say, make sure everybody get here at this service because this service is gonna be packed. He didn't say that about the Father's Day. It was a quick, and he's a father. It was a quick pass through. Am I not lying? It was a quick pass through. Cause so why you huffing and puffing?
I'm letting you get your words out. Because
you see, and this goes to one of our topics, because when I asked why don't husbands talk about their bad days at work? Like, why? Do you know why? When you ask me how's my day, I just say fine. When 90% of the time I don't have a bad, I rarely have bad days, but I have annoying days.
We all have annoying days.
Okay, but see, your days, it can't be so. Excuse me. So if once I say, "Oh, my day was cool, my day was all right," then you go straight into your day, and then your day is full of a roller coaster of emotions. So if both of us is in this house having a roller coaster full of emotions, why you drop your jaw and pick it up?
How dare you say my day is a roller coaster full of emotions?
No, but not every day, but your days be full of roller coasters and emotions, ups and downs. Okay, you'll have a lot of emotional days. You have not so emotional days. But as being your husband, my job is to listen, to understand your day, and then move past. Then try to find a way to move past it, or make you feel better when you come home. XYZ. All right. So if I sit there and express my emotions, and you already on 10 from your emotions, who's gonna be there to help deal with my emotions if I have to make sure that I'm there to help deal with your emotions?
Well, first and foremost, I'm glad we've directed to me now. Because first and foremost, when I call or ask you, "Hey babe, how was your day?" and you say, "It was fine. It was a regular day to me, regular schmegular day," and I go, "Oh, okay. Tell me about your day." And you go, "Oh, I said it was fine." And I asked you twice. I normally always ask you twice. You're like, "Didn't you already ask me how my day was?" And I was like, "No." I say no because I want you to go, "Well, my day was this, this, and this," but you don't. So when I asked you not once, but twice, I always ask you twice how your day was, and you give me the same answer every single time. So therefore, that puts me in the space where, well, his day was probably just boring. He didn't have nothing really crazy going on, or he talked to me throughout the day, so I know how his day went. I talked to him for an hour and a half while he was at work, or he just didn't have nothing exciting happen. So then I go, well, and I wait until you ask me how was my day. And if you don't ask me how was my day, I don't say anything about my day.
You would say, "You didn't ask me how my
I
day
will.
was."
I'm like, "You didn't ask me how my day was."
When you say that,
and then I go, "Oh, it was just fine."
And when you say that, that means you got something to say.
Well, usually my day is full of tea, and your day is you don't be wanting to share your tea. I be wanting to spill all the tea that I learned at work.
I spilled tea that's funny.
No.
But also, but remember,
I need all the tea.
But remember, I also said that excuse me. Also, I said that for a healthy marriage, for a man's perspective, is that you don't want to bring work home. So there's times where you bring work home, and it'd be like, and I have to sit there and I have to take it on the chin. I have never brought work home, and I do that for a reason because is that you don't deserve that part.
I haven't brought work home in a long time.
Well, yeah, in a long time, yeah, because when somebody asked me a question a couple weeks ago, it's like after they was at work, after they watched the pod, they was like, "Well, how y'all chemistry is how it is in XYZ?" It's because we have that space. Okay, so by the time you get home, I'm heading to bed.
Or already in the bed.
Okay. But we have that space. So now, and then on top of that, you have at least 30 to 45-minute drive home.
It's a good 55 minutes.
Well, whatever.
It's a good long amount of drive.
So you have time to get whatever off your chest in the car on the way home. You want to listen to your songs, or you talk to yourself, or you listen to the whatever book you be listening to, whatever. So you have the opportunity to get it all off. Okay. So like me, when you off on Mondays and Tuesdays, if I had a bad day, what is the first thing I do when I come home?
Get in the shower.
No, well, sometimes I get in the shower, but 90% of the time I go what? Out in the garage. And I'm out in the garage about what? An hour, 2 hours.
And when I asked you,
but it's not like I had a bad day.
You don't say nothing.
It's not like
closed mouth don't get fed.
But it's not like I had a bad day. It's just it was a long day. So on a long day, I want to unwind. I just want to, because usually what I used to do, I used to go to the gym after work. So that used to be my what they call it, that lonely dirty road you drive down when you have peace and quiet. That was considered. You ain't never heard that song?
I ain't never heard that. I don't know what that is. You making that up?
It's a song.
Stay making stuff up.
It's a song called "Lonely Dirty Road."
I don't believe that at all.
By what's the country dude?
Tim McGraw.
No, it's a black guy. Dex. Look it up. It's a song called "Lonely Dirty Road" by Dex. DAX.
What?
Okay, and so that used to be my escape, where I used to go to the gym after work. All right. Okay.
I guess.
All right. And so I used to go to the gym after work. And so that used to be where I relieve all my stress. Now I go to the gym in the morning time. And so if I'm had a long day, I go sit out in the garage. It could be hot as hell outside.
Got the AC unit out there.
Yeah, but I'm sitting outside in the garage, smoking a cigar, relaxing my mind, my body, and then I come in. You done with your homework? I take a shower, and now it's me and you talk for the next 2-3 hours. All right, and so, but yeah, it's Man's Mental Awareness Month, and to the women out there who have a husband or a boyfriend or a brother, son, father, appreciate them. Don't just wait until they pass to get flowers, because to a man, when we pass, like I said, y'all recognize us when we pass, but y'all easily can move on and be with somebody else. Just like a man goes off to war, fights for the country, comes back and battling demons that nobody care about.
They do care,
but
the system is just terrible for veterans. And that's not just for men veterans as well.
I know that.
Them is the ones who don't want to get help, and then they wait to the last minute.
But
women veterans go, let me go ahead and figure out what's making me feel the way I feel, and they get it taken care of. Men be like, I'm gonna wait till nothing's wrong, and now he prepared to shoot up a neighborhood.
Because you know why?
Because he's stubborn.
No, it's because it's either his father or his grandfather
said getting help with just shake it off.
Yeah, because
that's crazy.
because that's what quote unquote real men are taught, to brush it off and keep moving. Like, you don't have time for being emotional. You got to figure it out on the go. Okay,
And that's crazy.
And it is crazy. It's crazy, but that's the world we live in. Just like why is it crazy that certain women treat certain men certain ways, but those things go under the rug. But when a man treats a woman a certain way, it gets all the attention. Okay,
That's not necessarily true, because we're coming into an era where women are calling out other women for their foolishness.
That's
and
good.
Then men are calling out other men for their foolishness.
That's what it's
but
supposed to be
yet
like.
they're getting trashed for calling out other women for being ornery and other men for being trifling.
I don't know who's going, because I would definitely call out. That was the water thing. I would
Don't
definitely
matter.
call out. I would definitely call out men for being like, dude, you can't hang around me if you ain't take care of your kids.
Because that's
Okay,
trifling.
you can't, if you got kids and you not doing what you're supposed to do, you can't hang around me. All right, that's number one. I don't hang around people who abuse their wives either, or their girlfriends. That's number two.
You
All
remember
right.
that time you flip? No, I'm just
First of all, that was that melatonin. People don't know. If you take too much melatonin back to back, it causes crazy dreams. It do. If you don't believe it, look on the back. Look up melatonin. I was having all those wild dreams. Sure, you come home, you scare the shit out of me.
Not my fault you having weird dreams.
Sure. But yeah, y'all celebrate the brothers out there who's dealing with issues. Cause we all have some type of so thing. And me and my wife, we don't have we have never been to a counselor. Well, I haven't. But we had our arguments about our mental state.
I don't know if they were considered an argument,
Well,
because I've learned about myself that every time I notice that, like, if you raise your voice at me just an octave higher than you normally do, I feel like you arguing with me, even though you're not arguing with me. And so I have to find myself going, wait, we not having an argument, we're having a conversation, but he just getting a little too loud for my brain cells, and I need him to bring that back down from a 4 to a 2. Because I feel like you're yelling at me, and now we arguing because you're yelling at me, even though your voice only went up 2 octaves. But I didn't like that.
Technically, I don't need to be yelling.
I just said that. I just said you're not yelling at me. Your voice just went up just a little bit because you're trying to make your point. But in my mind, you yelling at me, and I'm like, hey, now we about to argue because you're yelling at me, but you're technically not yelling at me.
Never.
So I've had to figure out a way to go, wait, he's not yelling at you. He's just trying to express his point, but you are just loud. And so you're just trying to match me. But I be at a 4, and then I be needing you to talk to me at a 2, even though I'm at a 4.
But to be honest,
that's just me.
She just in her head be crazy. So she be like, I've been texting the same way for the past 15 years. And I always put
he texting all caps.
First of all, I'm texting all caps.
So he used to text in all caps, and he used to put exclamation points behind everything, and he still use exclamation points, and he's straight off of it a little bit, but it comes back, and I'm like, why are you yelling at me? Because you're putting exclamation points behind things that don't need to be exclamation points. Like, why are you so excited? Why are you yelling? I'm confused.
It's a text. So when you text, a text is just your way how you express yourself.
And that's how I'm interpreting it.
And so,
Interpreting it.
so when people
Interpreting.
text nowadays, people texting in the way how they express themselves. That's all I was doing. And I
You
don't,
good?
I really never, remember, I never used to use emojis or nothing. I still don't use emojis. I try to.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I don't put them in there. Sometimes it just pops up and the auto generate or the auto correction automatically put them in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't do
you
no
started using your emojis
emoji.
after that incident we had. I was, yeah, you remember that incident.
Anywho, anywho. Somebody gonna say, well, you be every time y'all about to get yourself into a hole, y'all say, anywho.
Anywho.
Hey, get him out of here.
Out of there,
all right.
quick. 'Cause he's
So,
childish.
yeah, so we came in hot off the mental awareness, Man's Mental Awareness Month. This your first time listening to us, dialing in. I'm Coach, and this is my lovely wife V, with 2 E's, and this is the Kitchen Table Podcast. We can be reached on all streaming platforms at kitchen_table_podcast. We love your feedback, your comments, your likes. We thank everybody who has been tuning in to us for the past 10 episodes, going on 11. We appreciate the love and support. But yeah, let's get this. Gonna be a very we start out hot. I mean, we start out deep. We gonna probably keep that train going because I got a question for my wife. See if she wants to answer this. See if she's prepared for this. Did you?
I read the questions.
Okay,
I did.
So, and this is to me, it's a question that I do want to know from women out there. So please respond, comment, or whatever. But what's the difference between a woman who wants to be a wife versus a woman who just wants to be married?
Oh,
Because
that's a good question.
Because you have guys out here who just wants to be married because they don't want to be lonely. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have who they want to be married because they don't want to be lonely, or what they call them, people, hobosexuals.
Yes, I call them hobosexuals.
Yeah, they just need a place to rest their head at, so they want somebody to come that they can come home to after they doing all they dirt, all out in the streets doing whatever they got, whatever they doing, and then they know that it's gonna be a woman at home that's gonna be waiting on them.
Mm-hmm.
And so they get married just so that they can have that lady at home after they mess with their side chick, or they out here on this corner, out here doing God knows what, ain't really bringing no job, making no money, and that's my perspective of a man.
But that wasn't the question.
So for you, why do?
So you asked the question.
Yes, I asked the question.
But yet you started answering the
because
question.
you was looking, so I didn't want the dead air. I'm sorry. I
was waiting on you to finish the question.
This is proper
so
podcasting.
That I could go into the answer that I was going to give.
Go ahead.
Hold space for me.
Hold space for you. Go ahead.
Peace. What was the question? Because now I done forgot.
What's the difference between a woman who wants to be a wife and versus a woman who wants to be married?
So from my aspect of what a woman who wants to be a wife, I would go where she's more looking into the priorities of like homemaking, being a caregiver, having an actual partner, someone to love. Being a wife. You have somebody to love, to care for, to be with, being a homemaker, building a life. But a woman who just wants marriage, that's more of a, in my mind, a financial situation. We just like, I want to prioritize my stability in life. I want to make sure I find a husband that's going to make sure all the bills is paid, make sure I got a nice house, a nice car. I'm not really looking for the partner. I'm just looking for the financial stability in the relationship. But eventually you evolve into something more, or you have those moments where you just say, I don't plan on doing none of that. I just want you to buy me a house and buy me a car and get me a maid and give me housekeepers and give me this, that, and the other. But,
So what you're saying is that the difference is in definitions of titles.
Yeah,
So
priorities.
Yeah,
Yes.
so if you just want to be a wife, you just want that title of being a wife.
Yes, you have different priorities.
Yeah. So if you want to be a wife, you want that. You want to take on the responsibility of being a wife. Doing
Yes.
XYZ. If you just want to be married, you just want the title of being married,
Exactly.
but don't want to do
The wife portion. You just want the marriage portion.
So when did you decide in this marriage that you wanted to be the wife and not just be married?
I found that out before we walked down the aisle. So what? It's crazy. Seeing that I've done this before, I didn't want to go down the same path that I did the first time, because the first time is a test trial. Not for you though. But for everybody else.
Hold on, but how many everybody else's it was? You talking about everybody
I'm saying
else.
for everybody else in the world, they say that their first marriage is a test trial. It's a learning situation. It's a learning experience. You learn yourself. You learn things about yourself that you didn't originally know. Okay. So going into that,
I was about to say.
Going into this marriage with that mindset, I had already had the mindset, well, listen, I want to focus on actually being a wife and not just being on somebody's health plan.
Why? Because you didn't have a choice on that, because I had no health plan. No, she like, well, he ain't got no health coverage.
You did have health insurance when we got married.
No, I did.
Yes, you did.
No, I was with FedEx. That was a contract. No, I was a contractor. So
before you was with
I never had health
Tom
insurance.
Warner, and you did.
Yeah, Tom. But babe, I left Tom Warner like the first month we was together.
It wasn't the first month. No, you didn't. You was with Tom Warner for a good amount of time before.
I think I was only with them for like I was with them for probably about what? Yeah, okay, I guess you could say so.
Yeah, Jigga.
Because I think I left them by October. But when we got married, I didn't have no health
but
insurance.
I did. So I wasn't. That's the whole purpose of my mindset. I just said health insurance because that was the first thing that come to mind. When people get married, they go, I want to marry somebody who has benefits and you could be able to, you need to take care of me.
Okay, so now, because, when we got married, here
we go.
I was shocked she even said yeah.
Man, but I was too.
But
I was too.
As you think about it, why did you say yes?
Ooh, I just knew that was coming. In that moment, I said yes because you was down there. But then after I thought about it, I ain't gonna lie to you, that would hurt your feelings if you was like, no, get up. That's rude.
I wouldn't have been hurt because it was only person knew about it was me. I didn't tell nobody. You see, we went to a place.
It was a nice spot.
Yeah, it was
as I was saying, in the moment, it was pure adrenaline and excitement and new possibilities. But after you took an actual moment to think about why you said yes, it was like, okay, this man actually loves me. He cares about how I feel. He asks me things about how I feel. He makes sure that I'm physically, mentally, and emotionally taken care of. And that's good. Those things that you ask for, you're like, hey, that was like he pay all his bills. So that's bonus.
Well, technically at the time I wasn't paying out. We was
When you was by yourself, you was paying all your bills.
yeah.
You had physically had your head to the point where you was like, I can physically take care of myself if no one was here. I'll punch you in your
Because
throat.
I proposed to the simple fact is that you was still there. Remember we woke up that day and the lights was out? And I'm calling TJ, I'm calling everybody. I had a new ball. It was like 800 something bucks. And you just came out your road. Oh, we gonna be okay? Yeah, babe, I got this. Yeah. I ain't had no car when we got together.
I did.
Shoot, the sunflower. Sunflower.
The sunfire.
Sunflower, sunfire.
Not the same.
Same thing to me.
Yeah.
So at that point, what was one thing that you admired about me then, and what is it the same now or is it different? Because I could say, she been all over me lately. Can't keep her hands off of me. She playing pussy at the table now.
I'm absolutely not playing footsie with him right now.
Yeah.
I don't think I am.
Yeah, look at you.
Okay, maybe my feet is touching his feet, but I'm not playing footsie. Anywho, that caught me off guard. He's so childish. Before, I would say it was your resilience and tenacity, because you had a plan and you was like, listen, I want to find a better job. I want to do this and I plan on doing that. And this is how I'm going to do it. That's your resilience, your tenacity on the things in the situations that you would find yourself in. And now I would say I still find your resilience and your tenacity to be up there where I seen it before. But now I'm like, I admire, your
I tell you, I would put it on.
Shut up. I admire your sense of humor because I'm a lot, and it takes a whole lot to deal with me, and I am a lot. I know that I am a lot.
She is a lot. Somebody like me,
he wasn't supposed to agree.
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
Because when I think about like my wife does certain things, I get to a point where I just be ignored. I'm like, all right.
What does that even mean?
I just like today at church. We supposed to be there. The pastor talk about distractions. We supposed to be there paying attention to the pastor preach about Jesus, and she'll be like, ooh, you look good. I was
just telling you.
She said it like 10 times. Nigga, okay, you
said it 10 times. I said it twice.
You said it the
Maybe
first
not
time.
even twice. I said your arms look good.
You said it
first
when
of all,
I first
and
got
then I
into
said
church.
you smell good.
And then she moves, and she was moving so much. I'm like, nigga, you won't sit still. I'm like, dude.
Oh, you get on my nerves.
But
crying a little when I can't pat my eyeballs. They still new. Oh man,
I forgot you.
I got new eyes. I know, man. I forgot too until every time I want to touch my eyeball, and I'm like, they still new. Don't go touch your stuff. You only week 2. It's week
2. That's good. But I want to.
You didn't answer that question about me.
That's what I was saying. I was about to say I want to answer the same question.
Oh, my bad. Disregard that,
Uh,
guys.
well, when I first met you, or we first started dating, I think when I you should have pressed the button to
I
get you
couldn't
out there.
remember which button it
Oh,
was.
well, when I first met, I mean, I think what I admired about you was you knew how to take care of your skin and your you know
That's what I was in
soft.
school for.
Yeah, so you knew, and so you had a you had a career. Your career had just started because you had just graduated
Yeah.
like what 2 months after we started dating,
Yes.
and so it
Which
was
was
it
great.
was, it
That
was
was to
crazy.
me.
Dang,
That was
and so
I was like, dang, that was enough. That
yeah,
was
so your career just started, so it gave me more of a motivation. So as a as a man, so most me, I can only speak for myself. Um, and you know how I am. I don't care who brings home. I don't care who brings home
most
what
money.
the most money. I don't care. But what I do care is that you are working, you are learning how to take care of the house. You are learning how to pay bills. You are learning how to save. That was my biggest thing of watching how my mom or my grandma didn't know those things. And so that was one thing that I said that I wanted out of a woman.
Mhm.
As a woman who has a career and want to fulfill that career. So that's why I go so hard with your career. I push my wife's
Hard.
career harder than mine because I
Crazy.
want her to succeed more than me because I know I'm gonna get mine. Okay, I know I'm gonna get mine. So my job is to make sure that she has the utmost support from me to make sure that she gets hers. So when we first started dating, I admired the fact that she was about to start a career, and I wanted to see that career flourish.
He was trying to be a stay-at-home husband.
That too.
That's what that was.
I don't mind. Sure, I ain't don't get me be like, well, man, supposed man. Nah, I don't care. I don't care how much money you make.
Me neither.
I mean, uh, because I rather you know how to make your own money, and then when something happens, it's not like you're putting yourself in a bind to take care of me.
I'm in a bind, Nate.
It's like because you got some people, some women out there, they'll break up with their husband in a heartbeat if he ain't working. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And
That's
so
crazy. That means you didn't marry
you didn't marry for the
for
right, yeah. So that's why it's important for this relationship is to how to do stuff because you are if I pass, God forbid, you are able to continue the legacy that we started. You see what I'm saying? So you can't continue that legacy if you don't know how the 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 manifest of the legacy is or the roadmaps. There you go.
the
That's right. The
directions.
directions.
'Cause I'm like, where he
If
going?
you don't know the
You don't know the
direction
map.
of where the legacy is supposed to be going. All right. And
Okay.
so That's my pep. That's my thing. And so to this day, you're understanding now. You are understanding more clearly of what I expect from you. Am I not
Mm-hmm,
lying?
mm-hmm.
Okay,
I understand
you
clearly
understand
what
now
is
more clearly
expected.
what's expected.
And I still hate trying to
Yeah.
figure out how to pay the mortgage and
Well,
the
you don't have
phone
to
and the
pay.
internet, and
I
I
pay
don't want to
them.
know how to pay none of that stuff.
Well, you
But yet you
got
still
to.
want me to know how, and
You
I'd be
have
like,
to know how to pay it because I can tell you a story. My grandma told you was in the car when she told the story. She didn't know she was standing at the at the light company trying to pay the gas bill and stood in line for 2 hours, get up there to find out that she was at the light company and she needed to pay the gas bill.
well, see,
But see, she didn't know.
I've always known how to pay bills though. Shout out to my daddy, shout out to my grandma, shout out to my grandpa,
I know,
and
but
low key shout out to my mama. They all showed us how to pay bills. So I've always knew how to pay bills and where to pay them. But my mindset, I was like, I don't even want to have to look at a bill once I get a husband.
well,
When
first of
I
all,
get a
we
husband,
don't look at bills.
I don't.
We just pay it.
I listen.
Ain't no point in looking
I
at
didn't
it.
even want to have to pay the bill. I just wanted to go, he got it. And what'd she do? Look at God. He answered all my prayers.
See, this is why.
But I know how to log into all the accounts. I do know how to pay them if need be, but I don't. Shout out to God.
Do it. Remember these days.
Hey man, I love you.
Remember these days. So y'all
Hey,
need to
get you a man to pay bills, ladies.
nah.
Get
What
you a
y'all
man to
need to
take care of the
do,
stuff.
don't do that.
If you can't handle that man, don't do that.
Don't do
But
that. Don't do
if you
that.
can,
Don't do
find
that.
you a husband
Y'all,
that pay
what
your
y'all need
bills.
to do is y'all need to, as a married couple, because I know people who starts out a marriage at the top.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um, and then they hit those rocky patches coming down. And now they down at rock bottom. Where somebody said this, where was Jesus buried at?
In a tomb.
In a rock. Hit rock bottom with Jesus.
So
So you need to be talking to.
that
He
well,
says something.
yes.
So some people start their life off at the top, and they really don't know how to communicate Jesus the proper way because they was already at the top. So they wasn't really like Pastor talked about. They asking, ask, seek, and knock, and you shall receive. Those people who's already at the top of their life,
Mm-hmm.
their marriage or birth or whatever, they was already at the top. Now when they hit rock bottom, they don't really talk to. But God, Jesus was buried in a tomb, which is a rock.
Mm-hmm.
That's where he's at. You see what I'm saying? So now you have to talk to him.
Message.
So when we started our marriage, we was where?
At the bottom.
At the bottom.
On top of the rock.
On top.
Cause who God?
We started at the bottom.
We did.
So everything we're doing now,
brick by brick.
We building brick by brick. So we're not in a spot where we had already dealt with things at the beginning of a marriage that most marriages don't deal with until they get to most marriages fail after 5 years after they don't went through so much stuff.
Technically, it's the 7-year itch. when they
7
start.
because
The 5 year,
our 7
they
year
struggle, and then the 7 year, it'd be like, "Who I'm about to."
yeah, because that's our
That
7
7 year
year for
itch,
us was
baby.
hell.
It
Yeah.
was. It was hard.
Ooh,
It was.
I
It
ain't
was a
gonna
little.
lie.
It was a little hard. I
Ain't
don't even
gonna
remember
lie.
that year. What year was that?
I don't even know. It
'Cause-
was 2 years ago.
was it?
Yeah, we year 9.
Oh, we are in year 9. You're right.
So, but I mean, we about to be year going on now.
8.5. September, right around the corner.
That's 2 months away.
Right around the corner.
But what I was saying is, so most marriages now who start at the top and they at that part where there's no communication, there's no love, there's no intimate, no emotions, no talking, no nothing. They don't know what to do.
Nope.
Nobody's listening to anybody or nobody's talking.
True.
And so my thing is, y'all at rock bottom right now. Y'all need to go talk to Jesus. You talk to Jesus. Once you talk to Jesus, then you go talk to each other.
I agree with that. I also agree with, I know y'all gonna go talk to Jesus, but don't go talk to Jesus and then go talk to your mama and then your cousin and then your friends, because they gonna tell you one thing and you need to be listening to God. You need to be going ahead and sitting down and listening to what he's telling you and not what they telling you, because your mama can get you divorced. Your friend,
Yeah.
she can get you divorced too, because your husband or your wife gonna be like, hey, you know what? You still in that same boat, and I'm trying to get into a yacht.
Yeah.
Because every marriage, what we always say, what works in this house may not work in your house. So
Yeah.
we can't, don't take marriage advice from everybody or relationship advice from everybody. Seek the Father.
And then go get counseling too.
Together.
Or
separately and then come together. You do separate and then together. But seek the Father.
But there's things that
we thank you
that has to change. That had to change for us.
Yes.
That needs to change for you and your marriage. And you have to sit down and you have to talk. Because marriage is, I say, for us, what was it? Communication and finance.
Yeah. And that's normally not, that's what majority of marriage why they fail is from communication and finances.
So once you get, to be honest, once you start, communicate, commit, then something else. It's something.
The 3 C's?
No, it was like 2 C. Oh. It was like C's. I forgot the other one. It's like communicate, commitment. No, you commit first. Once you commit to that relationship, now you have to start communicating. Once you communicate to that relationship, then you start to something else. I can't think of what it is, but some people need to. Y'all have to start communicating with each other. Once y'all start communicating with each other,
it's that communicate, compromise, commit.
There you go.
I was like,
C's.
It's the 3 C's.
It is 3 C's.
I
came up with it. I couldn't think about it.
You didn't come up with it. That's online.
No, I came up with that. I said
that's
I told
online.
You, I got it right. I know I said it. I said it to you before. I said, babe, we have to. You have to commit. Once you commit, what is it? Then you start to communicate.
You communicate, compromise, and then commit.
Yeah, so you start. No, you supposed to commit, because you got to commit to. You have to commit to something.
But we have to communicate about it first.
Yeah, so you
have
communicate.
to talk about it first, and then
you commit.
We come to a compromise, because we may not argue.
Okay.
We got to come to a compromise.
You said it right. I came up with that day.
No, you did not.
I didn't read that.
That is in every relationship book.
No, because it's right here. Communication, commitment, compromise.
Yes,
I got it written right here.
Google it. Like I just did the 3 C's of relationships.
Well, yeah, that's gonna pop up.
Yeah, because that's Jigga.
Because I put it in
He
Google.
right. He
I
made
put
it
it in
up.
Google. Whatever.
My man made it up.
But
Yep.
y'all have to communicate.
Yes.
And then there's things that couples need to do is y'all have to start compromising on certain things. If it's the biggest thing is finances, but also it's time. So y'all have to start compromising what is most important to help y'all relationship grow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If it comes with splitting bills and splitting time, if you got kids, splitting time with kids, having time with each other, and then y'all have to commit to it. Y'all have to get on the schedule um, of that. I mean, because our time is Sundays,
Mm-hmm.
um, and then Monday, Tuesday, really, and then I stay up on Fridays when she get off work. So
Yes. We hang out on
we hang
Saturday
out on
after work
Saturdays after
because I
work.
get off at 7.
Yes, but
The sun is still out.
sun is still out. So, I mean, it takes two.
The tango.
And I'm not trying to tell people how their marriage should work or if you should walk away or you should. Because if you ask me, I might tell you something you don't want
Oh God.
to. Because me, first of all, oh my goodness. See, things that they don't tell you when you get married.
You didn't hear that. Don't you say that. Don't you say that out loud.
Y'all can guess.
No, y'all can't.
But like I was saying, yeah, y'all go out there and y'all make y'all marriage happy. Make it work for the both of y'all. If it ain't working, seek help. If the help ain't working, then it's time to move on. It's time to move on.
And we don't mean seek help if you getting punched in your throat, if he beating on you or if she beating on you, because she can be beating you up too. We don't mean seek help for that. We mean get up out of there.
Get up out of there.
Out of there quickly. Okay?
But also women, y'all have to listen to your husbands. Don't always think that he know everything. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Don't always think that. Sometimes he's saying things not based on experience of what he has been through, but experience of what he have seen. Because of take this quote and remember it. A wise man learns from another man's error to direct themselves in life. So if a man is telling you something, that means he has learned from somebody else's error. He ain't go and experience it. He just witnessed somebody go through that. So what he's trying to do is prevent y'all from going through the same mistakes that he have seen other people go through. So y'all take note to that. Don't just think that he think he knows everything. He don't know everything. But what he do know is that he loves you. If he loves you, he's going to tell you something that's going to allow you to think about your actions. Because if you fail, y'all fail. And if he fails on his own.
That's absolutely not true. If he fails, we fail. It's not a one way. That's like when people say my money is my money, your money is our money. But no, that's not the same.
Yeah, we changed that in this household. It's our money. Anywho.
What happens
in our marriage
is our marriage.
It's our marriage.
Everybody, like we always, what we say, what we do and
what
works in this house may not work in your house.
But what we do know is that we have been married. Go to the one app. We have been married.
The Paired app?
We have been married for 9 years, together for 11. So we have somewhat of experience, but we not just want to give our perspective. We want to give our give our perspective. That's what we want.
We do want to give
Yeah,
our
we want to give our
perspective.
perspective of what we think because since this month is Man's Mental Awareness Month, it's good for women to understand the perspective of what a man is going through in your marriage, the things that they have to go through. And yeah, I understand that y'all want us to talk, speak, but also we walk on eggshells when we coming into a house because not all the time y'all it's the right time to talk to y'all. Because if a man express their feelings to you and you don't recognize when he expressing his feelings to you the first time, it's a 99% chance he's not going to come back to express their feelings to you. Because then you going to say, well, why you just didn't say? And he going to say, I did express my feelings. You wasn't listening. So, as a woman, just listen to your man when he's speaking.
My turn.
Go ahead, my lovely wife.
So a minute ago, not even a minute ago, maybe like 5, you said, and I quote, service today said, ask, seek, and knock. Ask with not singular, plural. Ask. So you're going to continue to ask, you're going to continue to seek, you're going to continue to knock. But you just said, you going to say it one time. And if you don't remember after that one time, if you don't
that's not what I said.
You did. You just basically said, I'm going to tell you how I'm telling you about my feelings. And if you don't acknowledge my feelings that one time, I'm not going to talk to you about my feelings no more. No. Wait, I let you finish.
Go ahead.
I let you finish.
Go ahead.
Now, when you say that, that puts somebody in the mindset of, okay, but how am I supposed to approach your feelings now? Because if I asked you how you feeling, or what do you feel about this, or what do you feel about that, and you say, oh, well, I don't talk to you about my feelings because at one time I told you how I feel, you didn't acknowledge my feelings. But yet it says, ask, seek, knock, continuously.
Okay.
And you basically said, listen to your partner, because if you don't, they're going to stop.
No. So what I'm saying is, as a man, okay, there's so many women out here who reject a man's expressing his feelings. So when a man is trying to express his feelings to you, that's your opportunity to listen to his feelings.
And yet you do listen.
But this is what I'm saying. So, but then when you don't listen or acknowledge a man's feelings, that's when he puts his emotions to the side because his feelings doesn't matter to you. So now, since his feelings doesn't matter, not you, my love, but when your feelings don't matter, when they don't matter, a guy's not going to express his feelings no more. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. That ain't got nothing to do with what the pastor, the scripture is saying for seek the Lord. You trying to seek and ask the Lord for the Holy Spirit for something. Okay. So as a man, when it comes to a marriage, a woman is born with emotions. They are the most emotionalist creature on the earth. Okay. So a man understands that. So a man's responsibility, only thing that we are taught as a man growing up, listen to your wife or your girlfriend when she is going through something. Listen, be an ear, be a shoulder. Okay. But when it comes to for a woman, did your grandma, your mom, or anybody teach you to how to love a man, how to to know when he's hurt or XYZ?
Beside, well, I would say slightly, not my mama, but my grandmother, yes, she would always consistently tell you certain things, but not like
It wasn't going.
emotional levels. It's more like pay attention to how his
He
emotions elevate,
yes.
and then if you see a certain way that he elevating, fix him something to eat.
See, that's it. That
So
so she's trying to. So what she
that's
was
how she
trying
would regulate my grandpa's emotions with food.
with food. So what she would try to do is she would try to eliminate him speaking, expressing himself by distracting his emotions with something that will calm his nerves.
But yet in that era of the time that they was living in, that's different
That's different.
because of their age, they didn't express their feelings regardless. Grandpa wasn't saying, "Oh, Mayola, you made me feel this way." He'd say,
Yeah,
"Mayola, fix me some black eyed peas."
yeah.
Because that's what
That's
made
how
you feel the way you feel.
Yeah, that's why I said that nobody pays attention to a man who's going through mental problems because men are taught to not express themselves.
Yes.
So he's going to say something that's going to distract him from his feelings.
But the plan
I'm going to do things that's going to distract me from my feelings. It's the same thing. It doesn't matter what it is.
But in that era, that's what it was. But as you go into the 90s, into the early
Start the
2000s, to
transition.
now, you're transitioning to say, hey, boys, you have feelings. Hey, men, express your
Yeah.
feelings. Talk about your feelings. You don't have to keep them bottled up. So the narrative of men's mental health is currently shifting.
Yes, that's why I said, women, if your husband expresses his feelings, his concerns, he is being vulnerable to you. You remember, I tell people this all the time, and I just be joking. But I say all the time, I say, if we get divorced, I said, I'm taking the head off. I said, cause she know everything. She know when I was vulnerable. She seen me cry. She gonna go tell the next person. She gonna say, "Oh, don't do this to him. He like his booty tickle like that." Huh?
Wow.
I
Never.
don't. Don't touch my booty. Don't touch my
Listen,
booty.
I take
But-
secrets to the grave.
But when a man is
Into the
being
tomb.
when a man
Me
is
and
being
Jesus.
emotion and being vulnerable to
Emotional.
you, it's time for women. And I'm gonna put a thing on black women. Y'all need to stop trying to turn men into only being hardcore. Let them express because I only know black women. I never dated a white woman. I never been around a white man and a white woman marriage. So I don't know how because if you watch TV, these white women are all, oh yeah, baby, I got you. They stay at home, they walk around prancing around and stuff like that. And all. I don't know that. Okay.
I'm clutching my imaginary pearls.
But for the black women out there, okay, when your boyfriend, your husband, your son, whatever, they start to express their feelings and their concerns, start listening. Okay, stop taking everything and just throwing it to the side because you think that your feelings are more important than his. But in honesty, when you come into a marriage, your feelings become equal. Okay, you have to learn that your feelings become equal. Everything becomes equal in a marriage. So if you're going through your cycle of the month, understand that men do the same thing, but we don't like y'all.
Get out of there. Get out of there right now. If you want me to go there, we can go down this road. But if you don't want to go there, go ahead and anywho on about out of this road. Because you're taking a sharp right and you need to get out of there. So that wasn't even there. That was he should have used to get out of there.
But
Good.
y'all get what I'm saying. All right. Just pay attention to your husband when they're are feeling some type of way, if they quiet. Just you ain't got, cause this is something that we battle with in our first couple of years um of marriage. And my wife didn't understand because she, like, this is why I said black women, they feel that their feelings are greater than our feelings.
I never felt like
Okay.
my feelings was greater than yours. I felt like you didn't express your feelings enough, and I was over expressing. So that means that my feelings was being over expressed and your feelings was being suppressed, and that's not my fault that you weren't expressing your feelings and I was, and so it made you feel like my feelings was more important than yours, but it wasn't.
It wasn't. It wasn't that I wasn't expressing my feelings.
It was.
It was more that
It took you 12 years to cry. No.
it was more that I just needed. It's like for a man, for instance, I could be screaming right now and won't nobody hear me. You can be screaming and the whole world gonna hear you. Okay, you see what I'm saying? So
No, I don't understand.
So when I was going through my stage of mental whatever, okay, breakdown, emotions, because I didn't know what was going to happen here and there. Okay, I'm quiet, but in all honesty, I'm screaming, but nothing was coming out. So in your mind, you felt I was what?
Avoiding.
Okay. And I wasn't.
In all honesty, it felt like avoidance because you were in your head, and instead of taking the situation head on, you was trying to figure out other ways to get to the situation instead of trying to face it head on. So that's like avoidance.
Yeah, but also in my mind, it was who. So when you're going through things, I'm here to take care of you. Okay, is God, man, woman, child. So when I'm going through stuff, who's there to take care of me?
Me.
I only person.
But yet you need to confide in the Father first.
Yes, but when I at that stage in our life was we really didn't have a relationship with Christ like that. It was that's the homie, the man upstairs. But
you straight from that was your relationship that you.
But you
took your time.
It wasn't like we was going to church every day. I don't see you pick up a Bible and read. I didn't. You see what I'm saying?
It's in my phone.
You see what I'm saying? So it wasn't like. But when I was going through my stages, she felt, and we used to get. I'm like, babe, I'm just I can't. The words can't come out my mouth. And she throwing shoes at me and screaming, slamming doors. I'm sitting there like,
it made me mad.
And that's why I told her,
you weren't expressing yourself.
And I told her, I said, see, I don't have, as a man, I don't have the luxury of having feelings.
And that's not you not having the luxury of having feelings. That's you not having the luxury of not being able to express yourself. Because I'm telling you, hey, I'm here. I want you to tell me what the issue is, and yet you kept those to yourself.
But like I told you, I said, babe, when you go through those same moments, when you can't get the words out, and you're just sitting there, what do? I come sit right there. I don't say nothing.
I learned that now.
Okay, and I try to tell just sit. I'd rather you sit here and wait until the words are ready to come out instead of yell at me. Now those words never came out.
I'm also very impatient as well.
Those words never had the opportunity to come out. So if your husband out there, he's dealing with things, he's quiet. You ask him if everything's okay. He says yes. He says he's good. Give him time to express himself. Even if you want to take him out on a date so that he can have the opportunity to get into a comfortable space so that now he can be able to express concerns. You can even bring up topics that will allow him to express himself. Okay, you don't have to just go straight for the kill. So what happened the other day? Why you no? Just ask, how was your week? Anything exciting happen? Anything bad happen? Allow them to express themselves, and then once they start to express themselves, then you start to understand what a man is going through on a day-to-day basis. Because a man is only objective is to provide. After the provider is no longer capable to provide, the road gets tougher.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have to learn to stay on the path of being a provider.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But we can't be that provider if we don't have a woman standing next to us who is strong enough to hold her tears and his tears. Because a man is strong enough to hold his tears and her tears. A woman should be able, you should want a woman who can have the ability. Not they should be able to, but they should have the ability to do so.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, Clint.
I said clock it.
Clock it. All right. I do got a coach's playbook. It's called Coach's Trivia. Name that R&B group.
B2K.
Nope.
In sync.
You ready? You got 3. Because you got the answer. Okay.
Can't see it.
You can't see it though. Okay. You ready? Are you
In sync?
Are you hip? I said R&B, not pop.
You said boy groups.
I didn't say boy groups.
Oh,
I said name that R&B group.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Ooh. Is it gonna be any R&B group?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you three R&B groups.
Okay, I got this.
Okay.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right. This group had 4 members.
Well, that's a lot of groups.
2 brothers.
Oh shit. Okay.
With 1 J and 1 E.
Jagged Edge?
Yeah, you let me finish it. Okay. Ding, ding, ding. She got that.
I didn't know
right.
they were brothers. You said a J and an E, and the first thing came to mind was Jagged Edge. I didn't even know they was brothers in that group.
The 2 ain't they brother. They look just alike.
Oh, listen, they real fat now. So I don't know.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Got that right. Okay. Now, I forgot that. Okay.
I thought you wrote it down.
Well, I didn't get a chance to. I just wrote the names. I wrote the names down, but I didn't get a chance to do the thing. So I'm just
Okay.
I wrote the names down. Okay.
Let's go.
So now this next group was formed in the late 2000s.
B2K.
No.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's my favorite group, man.
Is it late 2000s? Late 2000s.
Baby, turn around.
Right. So one is a you looking at me like that. And so you messing me up.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I won't look at you. He said you looking at me like that. I'm like, I'm looking at you.
They like to wear they like to sing shirtless with a lot of oil on it and ride cowboys and stay in a big
112?
Nope. I'm just throwing names together to stay in the big Hummer van that blow up. Boom, boom.
Jiggle, what?
They put the oil on it. They ride horses. And they got the machine and they got the big the big bazooka thing in the army, the rollers. What's the thing called?
A tank?
Okay, there you go. And they like to ride horses. And they stay.
Tyrese, Jack, Genuine, and Tank. That ain't it.
I told you.
That is called TNT or TGT.
There you go. I had it written down, but I ain't got it on
TGT.
I ain't got it on this.
Tank, Genuine, Tyrese. They made Tyrese last because he's not the best singer.
Said stay.
I didn't catch none of that. And I don't know where the cowboy came from.
Pony. What was that? What is a pony? What's a pony?
It's a horse.
Okay then.
But I wasn't equating that in your little riddle.
I know you wasn't equating that in the riddle. Okay.
That was terrible.
This last one, I don't know none of the people off of it.
How he gonna give me a group that he don't know the people?
But it's chocolate and AC.
Chocolate and AC.
Chocolate. I had this stuff. I got on here.
What year was this?
I got on here, but I don't want to pull it up on my laptop.
What year was the group?
This group was formed in I want to say the early 90s, late 80s.
And you said chocolate and what?
AC.
Chocolate and AC, like air conditioning? First of all, why you said like that? Like you didn't know.
I could say, when I go to the gym, I'm a chocolate brother and
I don't understand.
mid condition.
This jigger just said mint condition.
Mint chocolate condition, AC, the conditioner. Then I said,
don't embarrass me, because what's going on? He said mint condition.
And then I said, I go to the gym, I'm a chocolate brother in condition.
Like what? Like I didn't even know what that means. That don't make no sense. None.
I forgot the transfer. I thought the note would it didn't transfer over here, but it's on here. I didn't want to pull it up. So I'm trying to guess on top of my head what I wrote.
That was
okay, we could
that last one was, I don't know, that was terrible because it was giving mint chocolate chip. You could have said ice cream. Like this group is based off of ice cream flavor.
What ice cream flavor is that?
Mint chocolate chip.
So that was funny. So
was it?
What? No, we can end on this one.
Okay.
All right. This is the funny answers only.
Deal.
What is one thing Black people do that is overly aggressive than white people?
Ask who all over there. Cause I ain't coming if I don't know who all over there. I'm just saying. They take overly aggressive about board games. We real aggressive about board games. Uno, spades, dominoes, Monopoly. Because you remember you knocked the board over after we played Monopoly that one time because you was losing and all of a sudden you want to flip the Monopoly board. Like, who does that?
I got one. I see this one. I did this one earlier, matter of fact. Kill flies. Bitch. We gonna hit that thing like 3 times.
That is terrible. And yet we still haven't got my electric fly swatter charged up. We need to get a mini screwdriver so we can charge it.
What dude, they be extra with it.
Listen.
This dude guy I'm working with, he get his nails painted. And he just calm, cool, collected. But it's another brother over there, and he just be like, dude, he calm, cool, collected. Let everybody know.
So he's saying you flamboyant, and
They
instead
both
of being
flamboyant.
you
They
a
both
you a
flamboyant.
quiet flam,
Yeah.
and he an overrated flam.
Yeah, boy. Hey, I be like, boy, y'all be putting they do that at church. On the front row.
I don't know what you're talking about because it's a few.
It's a few.
It's a
What's
few.
the big dude? No, I don't know if he big. I don't know, dude.
He childish. This is what he is. Clock it. My husband is childish. You on punishment because that was childish. That was so childish.
I just had to end on. I had to end on something funny. You know, we had a a different style podcast today. You know, P Diddy in jail, still in jail. Coco won the French opening.
Shout out to Coco. Black Power.
The Knicks ain't make it to the championship.
Oh, New York Knicks. See how I knew that sports team? Yeah.
Russell Westbrook went to the Giants.
Oh, he was transferred to the Giants?
Yeah, he signed with Giants a long time ago. I'm just bringing up some bull stuff.
Dang, I didn't know that, and that's sad.
I'm just thinking of stuff that's all happening. You know.
Russell Wilson trying to get Sierra pregnant again.
I ain't blaming him.
What you not about to do is keep that woman pregnant. Why would you want to keep doing that to her? Like, she been pregnant back to back to back. Stop doing that to that woman. Okay, give her a break. Get off her. Okay.
Hey, would you get off? Would you get off Sierra?
To give her a break, yeah. I'd be like, get on me though.
Okay then.
Like, you know me. But at least pull out.
Shoot.
Dang.
What is pulling out when you married? You better get them cut, tied. I ain't pulling
First of all, ain't nothing wrong with you being you getting a vasectomy. It's just it's a flip.
I said cut, tie.
No, cutting and tying is your tubes.
You tie your tubes. You
can clip your tubes because you have to clip them and then tie them.
Okay, Nurse Carter.
I'm just telling you the actual factual information, like you like to say. But hey, guys.
But yeah, that was it.
Thanks for coming to our TED Talk.
Yeah, it was something like that.
Mostly it was a TED Talk.
Next week we go see Coco Jones.
Ooh.
And then we'll tell you about that. Coco Jones. I tried to go see Marlon Wayne last night, but they said midnight. And I was gonna try to get him on the podcast. I was gonna beg, come on, man. You know
how many people would beg that man to be on their podcast? A lot of people,
I could have got him.
I said, do you know how many people would?
I don't know, but I probably could because I looked at some things. I don't know if they didn't show nothing with him there, but they were showing videos of the people that was there that was waiting on him. There wasn't a lot of people up in there either, so I could have had a sit down.
You could have went back, but you chose to come home and go to sleep.
Nigga, I was asleep before 12.
I know, and you could have took a nap, set alarm, and then went back. But
I ain't got time for all that.
That's fine. Me neither.
But yeah, it is what it is. We thank y'all for tuning in to us, our podcast here.
Why am I smiling so aggressive? Like, why am I smiling like that?
Yeah. We can be reached on all streaming platforms at kitchen_table_podcast with your host, Coach, and E2Es.
Vanna White. You know she's still on the Wheel of Fortune.
I don't even know.
Even though Pat has retired, Vanna is still pushing them letters on the Wheel of Fortune.
Oh well,
which is insane. But she looked good. Pat was old. Vanna White is also very old.
She be yawning.
What you not about to do is disrespect Vanna White.
You know who
They
Vanna
made
White
rap
is.
songs about Vanna White.
Oh, I don't know who Vanna White is. But
anywho, it's been real.
We out.
Talk to us, we talk back. Bye.